Alrighty, we're in high rarity draft number 3, and I've got a lot of Tempest cards to choose from. Oros is okay, so is Devourer, but Frostbane Dragon's like insane. It's a really solid card. 5/6 ability to it, rank 1, and makes a copy of itself. That's a very, very strong. Windspark's cute, but I don't actually know of a lot of combos with it, other than like, Ortec explosives. So I'd rather just take Frostbane Dragon, which also comes with Ortec explosives in its own special way. Let's try Spite Hydra. There's a lot of strong Tempest cards in this format, I think. And I don't think I've drafted Berserk in a long time in this format. I'm going to have a choice of a lot of spells, or a lot of Master of Elements, so taking spells is actually not that bad. I don't like Zithian Tormentor because it kills all your other creatures. It is really big at rank 3 though. Holy crap, it's so big. So I can either take Dreadbolt or Right here. I'm not sure which is better. I'm going to lean towards Right because if you can put it on a really sturdy creature, it just kills everything. Emberwind Invoker I think is really strong in this format because you give I believe Berserk's Frost Maiden is a heroic, and that card is very strong, and I think it's in this format. So I'm taking the Emberwind Invoker and start taking all the mobility cards from Tempest. Berserk Spite Mage is also quite good. Not nearly... Ooh. Spiritstone Sentry or Scythe? I think this is actually a really hard pick. Soul Drinker is also one of the worst heroic, or worst legendaries in the game. It just doesn't do anything. So it's either Spiritstone Sentry or Scythe. I think Scythe is really, really strong if, everything. At least you hit really hard with your creatures too. Spiritstone Sentry is just solid. It works much better in Dejin when you can have Brood Queens and such to work with it. I think Scythe's just a little more flexible though. I would probably take Spiritstone Sentry if I already had a what's that card called? Borean Windweaver, and I'm gonna take Xerox here because I love Xerox. It also works really well with Fervent Assault, which is like the only spell I ever see in Tempest. So I'm gonna try and draft a few more Necreum cards to make sure I get the allied Necreum with Xerox and Spite Mage. Not in this pack though. Lava Fused Acer is like the only card that's worth playing. I'll take the Primordial. Thunderstomp's not very good when you have dinosaurs, and I don't think there are any Tempest dinosaurs in this format. And Primordial Invoker is like a decent card. I'll take a Master of Elements. So we've got Lug Aranti Charger, which battles an additional time every time a creature you control moves. It's a really sweet card. I like it a lot, but I don't think it's that good. Ator is really strong with mobility cards and Xerox. I think Staff of Eris is actually really strong in this format with Xerox and the actually probably just Xerox. I like Iztek a lot too, but I don't think is the deck for it because I need Necreum to mess with Xerox. But I don't think Zymus is better than Staff. Zymus is fine, but it's a really small creature. It just it's really hard to kill, but it's very small, so you can get away with ignoring it or blocking it with bigger creatures. I'll just try Staff of Eris. I like that card. And I'll draft a Leyline Demon because I don't want to draft it. These cards are not great, and I want to start drafting Necreum cards. I think Crow Conjure is really good to put it alright with Grimgaunt and a Scythe of Chiron on. Plus, it enables your spells to deal damage. And I'll just draft the Zerath. These cards are both unplayable, so I'm actually stumped as to what even the best pick is here. I guess Rubble Soul Elemental because it has haste. Sure. Ooh, now we've got a Spiritstone Sentry. We can draft the Spiritstone Sentry or the Zymus. I think Spiritstone Sentry is better than Zymus because I've got the Scythe of Chiron, which is much better to put on a Spiritstone. Plus, I can move the Spiritstone with Staff of Eris if I really need to. And we've got a bunch of Tempest cards, which I need some Necreum cards here eventually. Pretty soon. Progeny is not very good in this deck, so I don't want to take it. And Hammerfang is pretty decent. I like Hammerfang a lot, actually. And then we can take another Xerox, and then I'm pretty much only going to take Necreum spells from here on out. So here's Contagion Lord. Can't take a Necreum spell here. I guess Hammerfang's fine. So we've got Uru, which is awful. Zithian Shambler, which is awful. Cersei, which isn't that great. It does have mobility and is a Blightwalker, so I get the Emberwind Invoker triggers from it, but it's so small it doesn't matter. I think Keeper's actually fine, though. It's a level-gated Shallow Grave, so I can bring back all the creatures that are dying. So we've got Portal Shade, Crypt Conjurer. I like Portal Shade a little more. Crypt Conjurer is fine, but I only have 2 Necroom spells right now, and I don't intend to take a whole lot more. And having a 5/7 is, I think, very strong. With that brings back a creature. Okay, well, I'm making one exception. If the cards are awful for my deck, like Om Nom Nom, which I only have 1 zombie for, 2 zombies, right? Because Wrath and Keeper. And Progeny is just not that great, so I will just take the Xerox here, because Xerox is very strong. Cacklebones is a Necroom card. Decent removal spell, works really well with the Xeroxes. I'll take Brood Queen just to have Allied Necroom, because it's not even like... Okay, it's actually pretty bad if you don't have Degen. If you don't have Utera, it's not very good. But it's still better than Seismic Adept. Despite Seismic Adept working with my Xeroxes. And this is not great for me, because I can't take a Necroom card here. And I would like to take some Necrooms, because I have a whole lot of Tempest and not a whole lot of Necroom. With, 3 Xeroxes and a Spite Mage. So what's the pick here? I can take Frostmage Dragon, because it's a really, really solid dragon. Has mobility, so it works with a Marine Invoker. I could take Everflame Phoenix, because it gets really huge at rank 2. It's really good at rank 1. I think the best pick's probably Frostmage Dragon. I could take Windspark Elemental, because it worked with Xerox. But I don't know if that's worth it, because Windspark Elemental is really hard to justify playing, as it just doesn't do anything. Like, it's only a 2/7, so it has no attack. So it's basically relying completely on any damage spells you have. And the only one I have is the Xerox, right? And Xerox needs spells even to, like, hit, because they'll just chop block it. And since I don't have a Windweaver, I think it's better for me to just take a decent creature than a card that only works with, like, my best win condition. Excuse me. So I'll just take the Frostmite here. And then take Necromoeba, as it is a solid card. Dreadbolt, I don't have one of those yet, so we'll take that. Wrath is quite good. Works well in multiples. And last pick, I already have Contagion Lord, right? I don't really want to have 2, because then you get the problem of drawing too many Contagion Fiends, but I don't have any Tempest spells, so I think it's still better than Flamebreak Invoker. Plus it puts 2 Necroom spells in my deck instead of just 1. So I'm not actually sure how this deck turned out. Would have been really, really good to get a Windweaver for the Xeroxes I have, but I have a Cacklebones and a Staff of Varus, which hopefully does enough work that I can, keep my Xeroxes attacking them. And even so, Xerox is like huge. Like, it's a 4/11 at rank 2 and a 17 toughness at rank 3, which is quite a lot. So I think we can make this work.